The inspiration for this was really just to surprise myself. I came up with the idea of a double booked Airbnb and the inherent danger that any woman would have when they have to decide I'm either gonna cohabitate for the evening with a strange man, or I could sleep in my car. That's a not a good choice that anyone should have to make. And so I knew that I could load a lot of tension into that setup. And then as I was writing, I just had one rule for myself, which was that if I don't know what's going to happen, there's no way the audience could know what's going to happen. So I just tried to follow my nose and surprise myself, and I can confidently say that it is a surprising story because I didn't know where it was going to go. Well, I think that balancing humor and horror is not as difficult as it may seem. They're so similar things. The anatomy of a joke is almost the same as the anatomy of a scare. It's all about building tension or building tone. It's all about timing, and it's all about zigging when the audience expects you to zag. So I feel like I'd been kind of working on this for a long time in one shape or another through my experience with comedy. And then as far as policing myself, I really didn't. I just kind of wrote what was fun to write, and I just trusted myself. So I tried not to think too much about where it was, if it was getting too heavy in one direction or the other. I just pretty much figured I'd probably pull it off, and if I didn't, I'd figure it out. We filmed it in Detroit for some of it, and we filmed a lot of it in Bulgaria. Filming this movie in Bulgaria was a real adventure, but I was in great hands. I mean, they have very experienced crews there. My Bulgarian producers treated me great. We built a whole city block in Bulgaria on a very limited budget, and we erected 13 houses, and then we rebuilt those houses to have completely different looks. Every interior was done on a stage in Bulgaria. I mean, I really got just an absolute bang for my buck there. And it was really fun. They were a great group of people. I would make another movie there for sure. It was awesome. Well, Georgina was the perfect actor for Tess because first of all, she's just an incredibly wonderful actor. She's so talented. She never has a false moment. And she has this really empathetic quality where it's easy to kind of beam yourself into her and like join her on her journey. And so I knew that when she signed on that my movie was going to be in good hands. I was thrilled. And then Justin, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but Justin plays a pretty despicable person in this film, and he usually plays these like lovely, endearing people because he has such a lovely, endearing personality. And so to kind of use that vessel of this total charmer for this total scumbag, I thought was a really exciting thing to try. And he's so gifted that he really pulled it off. When you watch a horror movie in a theater, and especially one like this that's very surprising and has a lot of big moments, the communal experience makes it, in my opinion, exponentially more enjoyable. If you're watching something at home by yourself, looking at your phone, you don't have that kinetic kind of plugged in, juiced up experience. So I think of it as like, do you want to watch a video of someone going on a roller coaster ride, or do you want to go to the theme park and get on the ride? Go get on the ride, man. You only live once. Have fun. Do it.
What I think sets this movie apart from other horror films is how unpredictable it is, how it plays with conventional horror tropes and just turns them on their heads, their little scary heads. It is it's a really seamless blend of very scary and very funny, sometimes within the same scene. And I haven't seen that kind of thing done as well since early Sam Raimi. It's up there with the greats. Zach is not it. Zach. Well, I'm sure a lot of people have encountered, the toxic male, a real toxic male. He's a real narcissist. He's very entitled and spoiled, and fortunately, I couldn't relate that much to some of those aspects, but some I could. I'm an actor, I have my own struggles with narcissism, and I think it's just a matter of like leaning into those like unsavory elements of my personality, and and imagining what it would be like to be somebody like that. Fortunately, most of it was done with my imagination, and I think audiences will hopefully be able to relate to somebody being in a perilous situation, and somebody who is yeah, just really, I mean, everyone knows unlikable people. Georgie is totally right. He did not at all seem like a first time director. Was so assured and so prepared, and just had, I just, somebody you just we all just trusted so implicitly. And yeah, I had never been to Bulgaria before, so just being there was really an experience, and I loved it there. I had never worked on a movie that was, I never gotten to play a character who was that flawed, who was that despicable. So that was kind of exciting and different, and yeah, a lot of firsts. Never worked with Georgina, the great Georgina. I never worked with Bill Skarsgård, or any Skarsgårds. I don't think I've worked with a single Skarsgård, which is rare. We love it. We love Airbnb. Joe, Brian, the founders, the wonderful founders. They're a great company.
Yeah, we had fun. It was kind of like it was so sweet. We played so many games, like Zach Cooperstein, who was the DOP, was really into games. So he had like all these board games he brought with him. He had like Catan, that's one, right? And he had like werewolf, and he had playing cards. So we had a lot of time together where we played games. It was kind of like very sweet, very we didn't go out like drinking or like clubbing or anything like that. We played games, and it was very wholesome and sweet. So I think what sets this movie apart from other horror movies is that it's just got a fantastic script. It has a fantastic story in its center. It's really well written. It has something to say, which is always kind of exciting when you're watching genre films. And it's constantly leaves you second guessing. You just don't know what's going to happen, which is really fun. I think it's fun to be in a film and have to constantly be trying to figure out where you are, what's going on. Yeah, it's fantastic. I think that Tess is really relatable. She's written to be relatable. She kind of stands in for the audience throughout the film. So you're going on this journey with her, and she's reacting to everything that's going on around her. So I can relate. I can relate a bit, probably not now, but when I was a bit younger, to being trapped in, bad relationships, or kind of not feeling like I had agency over my life, or not feeling like I had the confidence or the kind of assuredness in myself to kind of battle things alone, and not feel like you need to be in a relationship, or you need that person to kind of fall back on. It was wonderful. I was so excited. I was so excited to be on a film and working with Justin Long, and it was really exciting. I remember telling my sister, and she was like, "Oh my God, Justin Long! Like, that's so cool."
Oh,
Dodgeball, and like he's just been in so many kind of classic, amazing films. So that was really exciting. And then with Zach, it was just I didn't really think about him being a first-time director, and he certainly didn't feel like it. There was never any moment on set where it felt like he was struggling or he didn't know what he was doing. He was fixed in, like he feels like he's been directing for a really long time. It really suits him. So I just really enjoyed working with him.